Hello. Welcome. Let's do some more Learning Lab stuff. So if you have not tuned into the other Learning Lab live streams, then welcome. What we're going to be working on this time is really troubleshooting this Learning Lab course. So I've been building a Learning Lab course, which is not dark theme, that's just the way that I have my browser set up. I'm building a course about how to work within large repositories. And it's up, not for everybody to take, but it's up that I can take it. And it's definitely not perfect. There's a lot of stuff to fix. So the last time that I streamed, let's see, where did I put it? Open up the different directory here, go back one. I made a list of just everything that was wrong. So September 1st, round one. So this is all the stuff, and I want to just start today. I just want to go through this and just like fix this stuff. And then see if we have time to go through it again. I also really want to go through, there's a thing with the, there's an action to set status. So with Learning Lab, depending on how familiar you are with it, user does something, bot does something. This back and forth. One of the things the bot can do is set a status on a commit or on a pull request. And something is funky there in that I don't understand how it works, and the documentation is not clear enough to teach me how it works. Luckily, it's open source, so hopefully, I don't know if we'll have time today, but I would love to be able to get to that and figure out how it works and fix the docs. So let's jump in. So I have these are on the on a branch right now, on this troubleshooting branch, so that's where I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna fix it there. Just take a look at this, put that over there. I'm just making sure my windows are right on my other screen. Okay. Let's just dive on in. Okay, things I need to fix. Description on landing page. I'm actually gonna sort that out into like a responses things I need to fix. Because I can fix that later and put more thought into it. Right now I'm really concerned with like, I'm just gonna sort stuff. Start by sorting. The links to each step, so in the config, we'll call this like config housekeeping, in that I need it fixed for the course to be published, but I don't, it's not breaking anything right now. Whereas some of these are breaking things. I'm gonna categorize those as broken. So after I close the first issue, for example, comment happens twice and not in the right place. Another thing, the response pointing after closing issue doesn't really point anywhere. So that kind of is a response, but I consider that to be more of a logic thing. That is, to me, pretty broken. When I focus on the responses later, I want to really focus on my tone and what I'm trying to explain. I don't want to be looking for what am I supposed to reference? I want to do that now. Step 2, instructions. Make sure it's clear which issue to comment in and which to reference. Okay, so this is the same thing. It has to do with the response, but it's more about the technical aspect of the response. So let's find step 2, instructions. Make sure what were my notes? Make sure it's clear which issue to comment in and which to reference. So a similar one. So I'm just looking for, okay, so here we go. So step, comment in this issue about the other issue. Reference the other one. That's just so that it's clear. Also, I see Glenn's comment. Glenn, I think you might have sent that a long time ago in chat. So if you're still hanging out, I hope you slept. I did not sleep very well last night, so I hope that you all did. Actually, I slept great, just not for long enough. Anyway. So this is done. I'm just gonna do a little X next to it. I'm also gonna just paste all of these into an unsorted category. I'm gonna make this text a little bit smaller, sorry everybody, but it's just too big. When describing git blame, also talk about history, when to use each. That is, I think, a response thing. And this one with it, this possible opportunity to add a step. Step where git blame, probably a good idea for a video. Yeah, that is gonna be that's its own category. I'm gonna put that onto flow. Oh, this is the thing I was supposed to look into. Do we know who owns this account? Because we don't want the user to ping them alternative exercise. Okay, so the problem was, right now the instructions say, like, I'm a bot, and I'm saying, hey, ping me in this other issue. That doesn't make sense, because you can't ping a bot. And we don't want to, like, fake ping a user and, like, spam somebody. That would be hopefully against the terms and conditions, but definitely just rude. So I'm just typing my thoughts. Let's not ping a user. Let's do something different. Did we actually do that already? Can you please ping me? No, I did not fix that already. So what would be another way to show that? We will tell them about pinging. Be like, hey, you can ping people. And here you may want to do that in real life. But I'm a bot and you can't ping me. It won't work. So instead, please, so the whole point is to give more context by, let's see, finding history that was put up, please ping me the pull request where it was created. Please give more context by bringing the conversation there. I don't want to have them just add a cross-link again. Is it terrible to practice a good thing twice? No. I think this is building on it, right? Because the first time it's just like, this is what a crosslink is. And this time it's like, they had to find it and crosslink it. So I think that's fine with a crosslink. So here what I want to say is, can you please leave a comment in the pull request where the commit was created and reference this issue. So that'll be fine. We can also have them reference the other. No, I want to bring it over to the other place. Yeah. No. I want to please leave a comment here and reference the pull request where the commit was created. That's more like real life, right? That's more like what you would actually do. If you're trying to figure out what had happened and you found the pull request, you wouldn't go like bring the conversation to a closed pull request. You'd probably mention that pull request somewhere else and be like, hey, go look here. This is all where it happened. Okay. I'm also going to need to fix that in the config, because right now the config is looking for like nothing. It's looking for proper author, which is baloney. And we need it to be the proper number. So similarly to the first time we have them do a crosslink, we're just going to have to know what the actual thing is. So let's go look. I don't know if I deleted that pull request or if I deleted that course as I was going through it. GitHub training, I think it's under Brianna Marie. No, GitHub school, Brianna Marie. So yeah, since it is a private course, it was created under this different org. So I want to find the pull request where the thing was created. And how was I testing for that earlier? So it's 5. So I already know that. So I don't need this other gate. I just need to make sure that it's referencing the correct thing. Okay, cool. Let's go back to our list. I didn't mean to actually fix that right now, but I did. Which one was it even? I think it was that. Was it that still? Yes. No. It's okay. We'll go back to it. Oh, no, it was this. Okay, so that we'll put under, I'm going to put that under flow, but either way it's done. I probably don't need to keep the ones that are already done, but I'm going to, in case I miss something. Also, this process that I'm going through of troubleshooting is the same kind of thing that I would do if I'm giving feedback on somebody else's course, or every time I make my own course, but also if I'm auditing a course. So if you're a course author, I would do this when you create the course, and also periodically, just to check and make sure that stuff still makes sense, right? You don't want to have the course out there and then forget to look at it ever, and then people are still taking it and it has all this information that no longer is really representative of what you want to teach. What's this? Fix config. Line 92 actually should test for whoever we tell the user to ping. I think I just did that. Yes, I just did that. Let me quit clicking that. Wrong button. So I'm going to go back here. I'm also going to exit out of these other tabs. Put that here. I'll put that there. Oops. And we cross that off. What else we got? Make sure branches are deleted. Okay, that is not really a bug, but I want to fix it. It's a config housekeeping. Make sure link to the pull request from commit is clear and consistent. What did I mean by this? Oh, I remember. Okay, it's just that's a flow thing. So that's like going through, if y'all watched the last time, a couple times I was going through it, and if you're looking at the commit, you could see like which pull request it was a part of, and then sometimes there was one time when you just couldn't see that, which was weird. So I want to just keep an eye out for that. Build on, yes, so the build is not working. The build meaning this create status thing I was talking about earlier. So there's a couple pieces here. So the build on pull request should point to this other thing. That is a config fix. Fully and completely. That's just something that's broken. The build request syntax is a different thing, I think. I almost want to put that in its own category because I think that's something else I'm going to have to figure out. So create status. That's just the type of action, and those are the things I need to fix on it. Last step should respond and point to last issue. That is, it's a lot of things. I'm going to call that broken because if the user doesn't know that they've completed the step, then they're going to be in trouble. Issue adding git tips should say again, assign yourself. That's a response thing. And pull request should be merged automatically as a part of the last step. That I think also is a broken thing. The same reason that the last, it should respond somehow. The user needs to know that they've done something right. Looking for my water. Okay. So here's all the things I need to fix. Let's focus on the broken ones first. I'll put config housekeeping under this. So after I close the first issue, the comment happens twice in the closed issue and no times in the other issue. So let's fix that. In the config, after I do this first thing, it should, so here's these two response. So welcome to this repository is the wrong title. It needs to be the other one. So it needs to just be welcome, I think. So what's happening, there's two like similar issues, and we're telling the user to, to find the other one and close it, and then we want to comment in both of those issues. And right now we were just commenting in one issue twice. So I think this will fix it, because this first respond will happen in the linked issue by default, because the event payload is going to be the default, and so we can specify the other one by giving the issue title. So check. Oops, up here. Check. Response pointing after closing issue doesn't really point anywhere, and it should go here. So that's fine. That should be an easy one. So the response that it is 01 next step, and I'm just going to do this. No, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the repo URL thing. So here, repo URL, and then issue 7. Oops. Here, put this in Markdown. URL / issue 7. I think that'll work. We'll test it out soon. All right, and going back to my checklist and check. Okay, build, make sure I saved that. By the way, all the other things, exit out of them. Because there would be nothing more annoying than not having saved a file, so when I try to commit it, I cannot even see it. That would be bad. All right. Build on pull request should point to this other commit. Okay, that should be an easy one. So even though it took a lot of time to kind of sort through these things that I needed to do, it's making it a lot easier now because I can just focus on one little thing at a time. It's like here, so this is where it needs to go. It's pointing to the wrong commit. This will be something we would need to update if we were to have like an update to the template repository on that branch. And I know that createStatus action on line 37 through 39 is still not perfect. It still is not going to actually create a failure, but that's okay. That's another item in the to-do list. Another thing to fix. Okay, save. Going over here and check. Last step should respond and point to last issue. Okay, respond and point to last issue. So this is the last step. It should respond. Okay, so the create issue, I'm gonna have that happen first, because if I try to link them to an issue that doesn't exist, you can imagine all the things that can go wrong. Type respond with, and then I need to make a response. So new file, 06 final issue.md. Great job. Find your final. Again, this will all be edited later. Issue here, and then I'll figure out what that link is going to be. Just want to write down this name of this file before I forget it. And then, so find your final issue here. I know it's going to be a repo URL situation. Like this, repo URL issues / and I wonder if this one I have, yes, so I can figure out what issue number it is. Okay, so that's fine, issue number 9. Unless, of course, you know, they open something, we'll go through that unhappy path testing later and see. But it should point to the right place. All right, check. And the final thing on the broken parts, the pull request should be merged automatically as a part of the last step. So this one I want to pull up the docs and actually double check the syntax here, because I do not remember. Also, yeah, if all of this looks different to you than it would be if you pulled up this link, that's because of this plugin I have, Chrome. I will just get terrible headaches staring at the white backlit screens. So Dark Reader, open source Chrome plugin, highly recommend if you also are staring at a screen all day and need a little bit of help with your eyeballs. Let's look at the available actions and look for merge branch. Let's see, do we know what this branch name is going to be called? Let's see, I want to go, so the reason I'm looking at that is because there's a few different actions. I can, you can do it by the pull request, or you can do it by the branch name. And it's always best if you know what the branch is. It makes it a lot easier. So we'll do type merge branch. Where do I want to merge the branch? So I want to create the status. Do I want them to merge? Do I care? I don't really care if they merge. If I'm a user, am I going to feel like my thunder was stolen? So I go through, I assign myself to the pull request, I fix the broken build, and then, yeah, I think I would like to merge actually. So let's change the flow a little bit. I'm going to note this down here because this is a flow thing. Add a step at the end. So I'm going to change step 6 to merge. So they fixed the broken build. So I'm going to add step 7 to merge. And then after they merge, we'd point them to the final issue. Okay, so not because I think that merge is really like teaching them something at this point, but it just feels like a completion of the flow where they assign themselves, they fixed it, they should be able to merge it. If I assign myself to a pull request and I do all the work and somebody else just merges it, I'd be a little bit like, hey, I wanted to merge that. So the pull request should be merged automatically. So what have I already done? This respond final issue. So this response is going to be changed, right? So I want a response that is I want this congratulations to be created later. I want this to be please merge. Let's see, let's get this all sorted out. Step 7, merge pull request. Still after they do the test, we want to create the status. We want to respond and say, good job, please merge. So I'm going to rename this right now to please merge. I'll actually take all of this and go ahead and create this 07 congratulations. 07 final issue, we'll call it that, that's what it was before. No! I copied it or cut it and it wasn't there. Okay. So here, congratulations, and we also want to have a response where we tell them to please merge, or no, to final issue. And the issue will still be number 9, that'll still be fine. And then 06 congratulations, I'm going to rename to 07 congratulations. That's just because it's, you know, it's coming, it's happening in the 7th step. It really helps me keep everything straight. And here is just this please merge. Good job. We'll come back to that later. So this way, they fix the build, we check it, we create a status that this is still broken, but that's fine. We're like, good job, go ahead and merge. I'm gonna put this, I'm worried that if this is broken, it will not keep going to this step. But I think this is not that broken. I think it's just kind of broken. So I think it'll be fine. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Let me look at the notes again. So what I initially wanted to do was pull request should be merged automatically. I'm just gonna get rid of that, like cross that out because I've changed that. And under flow, add a step at the end. We're in process of doing that. Let's focus there right now. Because we need to have all this good stuff here. Oops, not cut, copy. The title, merge the pull request. Merge the final pull request. The event is going to be a push, I think, that we listen for. The link, we'll fix that later, and then we create the issue and we respond. Great. I think that looks fine. So let's head back over here, check, check. We did these things. Oops. I have been putting caps lock on all day today. I don't know what's going on with my pinky, but I just keep hitting it. I'm gonna go ahead and commit right now what I've got, just so I don't, you know, just in case. Git add, git commit -m, first round of corrections, focus on just like breaking, on broken bits. I'm not ready to test it again yet though, because I know there's still so much more that I want to actually fix first. So I'm going to fix, let's just go through it. What's most important? The response things are not that important to me. Those and the config housekeeping. So I want to do the branches deleted. That I'll do after they're merged. So let's find that action here. That should be a pretty quick fix. So type delete branch. So I'm gonna do that up in this before step. I'm gonna do it after each merge. So you see there's the first create pull request, merge branch, and then let's go ahead and just delete. Delete that branch right here. So this first one is create documentation structure. I'll just copy it. And paste that, and then the second one is add new pages. We merge, add new pages. The order here is of course important, right? Because if you delete the branch before, I don't know what would happen, but it would not be pretty. And the third one, create pull request merge. There's 4 that are created, but only 3 that are merged. And so the 3 that are merged, I want those branches to be deleted. Okay, save and check. So the links to each step, I'm not as worried about, but I should be. Maybe next time I go through it, I will focus on like looking for what are the what are the links at each step so I can make sure. Responses we can get to later. Flow is mostly done. Make sure link to pull request from commit. Okay, that's another thing. I'm actually going to change these categories around a little bit, just for my own brain. So this is going to be watch during test. So these things are the things I want to keep an eye out as I go through it the next time, whenever that is. The flow, step or get blamed, probably a good idea for video. Yeah, I'm gonna put that, maybe that's like its own thing. That's fine. All right, I'm gonna officially get rid of the things that I've already done. So you can tell this list is very much not for anyone else but me. The build stuff, this create status is something that I'll also want to focus on. Response things and flow. Okay, this is pretty good. So I'm going to commit this, whatever is left. Oh, this was the branch thing. Make sure branches are deleted after merges in before step. And I'll push this up so that it will create a new deployment. And then I'm going to go through it. I'm going to watch during the test for the links at each step, but also that the link from that one specific step, I want to make sure that's obvious. And depending on how that goes, I'll probably find more stuff that's wrong, but then maybe we can focus on this create status stuff. This is going way faster, than I thought it would, so I'm a little nervous about what's going to go wrong. GitHub training and working in large repositories admin. Okay, so you can see all of great versions here on the side. This one was pushed today. Great. I could also cross-check the commit with the one that's referenced here with the one that's most recent in the pull request, but I think it's fine. I'll view the course page, and I'm going to need to delete my repository before I can join that course. If you're going through this, a lot of times it'll let you delete it, like as a part of the step, but not this way. This is not the one I want to delete. Whoa, I almost deleted the actual course repository. It would have been fine. I could have just pushed it up again, but that would have been not what I meant to do. Oof, I really do need a lot more sleep than I got last night. It is showing. All right, delete this repository. The reason I noticed it is I was like, don't I have to type in my name? And I do. All right, make sure I am who I say I am. And I am. Great. Join this course. It will create a private course for me. I'm feeling optimistic-ish. I'm feeling pretty good. Don't know why I shouldn't. Other than it feels like it's taking forever. Okay, so this should be the correct link, and it is. Glorious. Why does this say it's because it's options. Duh. I'm going to close that so I don't accidentally delete it again. Okay, find and close the cross-linked issue. Okay, this is step one, so thinking about what I'm trying to keep track of, like the different links, I'm just going to keep track of this. So I go over here, I close it, and then I should see these responses. Okay, beautiful. That's what I expect. Remember before it was doing it that comment twice and not in the right place. This is the second step 2. Oops. So just keeping track of these links so I can fill that in later easily without having to trace through history. Find the related issue and create a cross-link. Comment in this issue. Okay, so I know that I need to reference number 8. Comment. And it should say, good job, find the commit. We're like, okay, we can do it. Then I'm gonna go find that commit, which I really should just keep on my clipboard all the time. so I don't have to actually do this, but it is good to actually do these things, right? It can be a little bit painful to go through a course like a learner and do all these steps that you know that feel very repetitive. But I find it is actually a good exercise because, look, like if you hate it, then the people taking your course are not gonna like it. Like, it shouldn't be that painful. It should feel kind of okay. I'm looking at blame. I see this is the commit, and now I'm looking for this thing. Okay, here I can see the number. So that's fine. I don't know what the problem was earlier. I'm gonna just like make a note. This has been fine like 4 out of 5 times, so I'm not really sure. Oh, I'm again going too many steps too far. I just was supposed to find the commit and post the first couple of characters here. Comment. And it's like, good job. You might want to ping people, but instead comment here and reference the pull request where it was created. So I'm like, how am I going to find that? And I click, oh, it's number 5. And here I'm like, yeah, it's in number 5, silly. Everybody can see that. And then it's going to be like, yeah, you did it. Now find the pull request with the failing build, which we know will not be failing, but it should be, yes, it's on the correct commit. This is great. And then assign yourself to it. So here, it was previously pointing to this first commit, and now it's the second commit. Assigning myself. It's like, good job. Now fix the build, which we know is that we need to fix the word tricks. That's what it's actually going to validate for. The validation part should be working. What's not working is the createStatus action, but that's, I mean, I don't think anything is easier about it, but we should be able to test that that's true. So see, okay, so it set the status, good. Uh-oh, why haven't you commented? Come on. I wanted to comment. Oh no. Darn it. Debug mode. Okay, it's fine. Luckily, there's a debug mode. So it says the empty value for parameter number. Okay, what is this? Fix the broken build, respond. Oh, what? In fix the broken build, respond, right here, it's like respond where? Oh, so because it's a push event, it needs me to, that doesn't have the same default mode. Got it. Okay. So that's fine. Right? That's actually not so bad. I don't even think that I necessarily need to test this whole course again for that before I move on to the createStatus thing. I want to focus on that. And this is pretty straightforward. I will do the title of the issue though. Wait a second. Yeah, we opened the pull request, so that's good. So respond with the issue called, I've been forgetting to get the links, haven't I? That's okay. It's in the pull request called add get tips is where I want it to respond. Add get tips. Okay. So that should be fine. I want to go through and get all these links that I was meant to get, but completely forgot after the second one. So 2 is there, and I'm just going to do this by like clicking through and seeing like where. So this is step 6. 4, 5, 6, and there's a total of 7 now. So this is 6, and 7 should also be here because 7 is also saying like merge as pull request, right? So it should be in the same place. We need to find 3, 4, and 5. Luckily, so if you were watching some of the earliest streams, I was really, what's the word? I was really intense about the fact that of this silly format of this like step X, like something X, and like naming the file that way and this other stuff. It's for these later phases where it makes it way easier. Because now I can just go to these other issues and find like where does it stay step 3, and I can trust that. So welcome, da 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 da. In fact, I can check here and see that the cross link exists. It does. Beautiful. So this is step 2, we've already done that. Step 3 is in the same spot. Step 4 is also in the same spot, oops. And then step 5 is also in the same spot, okay. Good. This also makes me realize that this part about, okay, finding a similar issue, finding relevant history, and all of it's here. All of that makes sense until this find the broken build thing. I'm just gonna make a note in this flow, connect the story from finding context to a commit to the story of step 5 or 6, 5, where we have them assign themselves to a broken PR. Like those should be, I don't know. That should be nice if there's a story there. Let's commit this stuff. What have I even done? Git commit. I have clarified where the last response should go. And next I want to screw around with this status thing. I'm very excited. Okay, so here's the first one. Create status. I have it as state failure and SHA, but that's not how it works. And I know that that's not how it works because it doesn't work. Create status. I've opened a pull request to this, but it's still open because it's still not right. Excuse me. Okay. So, here's the example. So it has the state and the status to create. Okay, so here it's like failure. Okay. But that didn't work when I did it. So I don't know I don't know what's up with that. Right? I did say failure, right? Yeah, okay. There's these other things, like I could say, I could have failure as its own. Here's just a title. So in property, maybe that would work, but I don't know what maybe just like a description. I don't know if it needs a description and a URL. Let's start there. It says state's required. But then there's no, like here the state is not even it's not what I would expect in terms of success, failure, error. So let's just copy this. Specify a context to be able to overwrite. Let's just try this. Maybe it's simple. Maybe I just need to add a context. And we'll say failing build. Is there anything in the docs about how I would overwrite it? This can be used to okay, no, the context shouldn't matter, but that is handy. So that's like if I later want to overwrite that on the same SHA without actually referencing the SHA. I have this little pointer. That shouldn't have anything to do with this other stuff. I'm just gonna copy this. Wait, how does this even make sense? Type is create status. The state is an operator that says, that doesn't even make sense. That says the state is true equals false, so that would be a failure. I so don't understand this, but I do know that this exists in a real thing. So I'm just going to look at the real one and see if that's truly what it is. It doesn't even make sense. GitHub training, what did it just say? I think that's in the, which course is that in? I think that's in the reviewing a pull request course. If I actually know that off the top of my head, like I need to get out more. Officially. Let's look for a gate. Or let's a status. Oh, I didn't know it. Okay, I don't need to go out more. Great. Then where is it? It's somewhere that we have someone open a pull request and we're like, you should really like consider having a like a body in your pull request. Okay, well it's truly not here, so maybe it's in, oh gosh, am I just gonna start guessing? I don't wanna do that. Not even a little bit. Let's just search here. create status in this organization. Code. Okay, here we go. There's the one that I have, great, and then this other one. Okay. So that actually was not such a hard search. Okay, let's look for create status. Okay, that's in Japanese. That's not helpful. Please have one that's not in Japanese. Okay, they all are. Oh, I guess it's because they have Why is it all in Japanese? Sorry, Maurice. It's okay. Very protective. Okay, close issue. Type create status. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna let that go. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I know, Maurice. So maybe it wants all of them. I'm just gonna do like type create status. So the state, but I just want it to be a failure. But that is clearly what's not working about it. Like it will not accept just failure. So maybe what I need to do is exactly like the example it has, which is just something that makes no sense so that it will be automatically a failure. Maybe. Is this the right amount of indents? Okay, and then let's just add this and say we'll do like a failure description, because that should be all it ever is. And then what's the indent there? The description is one more in. Please make sure that all words are spelled correctly. Okay, let's give this a shot. Let me look at it one more time. It's going to take, this is like, well, no, it is the first step. So we should be able to see this as soon as we register for the course, if it works or not. Oh, let's just do it. Okay, git add, git commit-m, experiment with alternative create status properties. Git push, and I'm going to go and I'm going to delete my course repository. And we're going to rejoin the new version and we're going to see if it's our lucky day. Oh my gosh, I know for the two people watching right now, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to tell you this. It has nothing to do with this course. I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger yesterday. I live in Berlin and he was performing here at a place near where I live. And I was walking with my dog, with my husband, and they were like, there's all these bodyguards, like you can't walk through here right now. And I got super like unreal. I was like, why can't I walk home? Why won't you let me walk home? And they were like, just wait 2 minutes. And was like, whatever. And then we walked around like a little pond and we saw these two big trucks drive up. And my husband had already Googled like who's there, who's performing. So there are all these lines of people waiting. And it was Arnold Schwarzenegger. And so then we were a little bit like away and these two big SUVs come up and, you know, people get out and there's Arnold Schwarzenegger and everybody's taking pictures of them. It was awesome. I was so mad that I didn't just stay patient and stay there because I could have like had a really bad picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger that I took with my own phone. So that would be awesome. Let's re-register. Okay, new version, and get course page. Join this course. Continue. Okay, I'm really hoping this works. If this works, then I need to write down the way that I just thought this through so that we can update the documentation and make it a little bit better. For future me and also future anyone else that might want to do this. Adding the final touches. Which means like opening those pull requests and stuff. Maurice. It's fine. Somebody's hammering. Okay, it's open. I'm gonna go to the pull requests. It's passing. Oh gosh, that's like the opposite of what I wanted to happen. It is different, so I guess it's not completely the opposite, but I wanted it to be a failure. How come you're not a failure? Left, true does not equal false. So how? Let's say, what? What? In what world? Let's say like, Okay. I'm trying to think of a statement that is more false than that. And I can't think of a single dadgum one. Okay, what's the one that's here? Or that is in this example? It's saying if payload action equals opened, but something that's going to constantly evaluate to false, but that is not just like true equals false. Let's just say, I don't know, the number like 0 is not equal to the number 1. So if this, then that should be a failure, right? The state of 0 equaling 1 should not ever be true. Okay, I'm gonna do this again. Git add, what was my last commit message? Not super descriptive, but oops, not clutch. Okay, so I want this to be, so this is, I mean, this whole gating, this logic, this isn't really gating, but this logic piece of Learning Lab, this is where you can get into some cool stuff. And I'm really excited to be using like GitHub Actions and have template repositories that use GitHub Actions. That's gonna be cool. Not there yet. Not there yet. Okay. Settings, delete. Delete this repository. And then we're going to try it again. Go back to the dashboard and then click the most recent version. Then click the view course page. Join this course. I'm getting really ready to be done with this course. So I'd like to get this figured out, because if I can get this figured out, then next time I could focus on like the responses and like get that hammered out, and then it would be really close. But if I can't get this figured out in the next 13 minutes, then that'd be something to work on next time. That's what it would be. All right, let's look. In fact, I could just refresh this. I just know it's going to be passing again. Why? Why are you doing this? How? Okay. How is it passing? 0 does not equal 1. There's something wrong here. Oh, it's a gate? Wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. State left. Okay, I was clearly missing something. Well, not here. So if the body doesn't have anything, then it's a failure. Okay. Create status, payload. So maybe just after the payload? No, it shouldn't. It doesn't always have to. It can't possibly. If this, then success, then success, then failure. Okay, so am I just like not understanding what equal means right now? Like, are we in the matrix? What's going on? I'm gonna ping Hector real quick because I don't know if he's watching. But he might be able to give you some, or if any of y'all watching can see this and have any ideas, let me know. Because maybe does it like need a success thing? That also makes no sense to me that this would be, because it doesn't say it's required anywhere. Right? Okay. Failure description, okay. State, what if I just go back to state failure? Let's try that and see if that does anything. And just see what we can do. Let's see what Hector says. Okay. Hector's gonna join. Hector, let me know when well, if he's not here, he can't hear this. But I'll just tell him that. So he can see what we're going through, all of us together. And I'll just go ahead and delete this repository. Bring on memory, working in large repositories. Delete. All right, it's gone. I'm gonna go back here. I've already pushed, so I'm actually just gonna go to like .9. That should be it. And I'm gonna wait to join this course until I see maybe if Hector says something. So what I need help with is I think Hector's here. It says there's another person here. I don't know who else it could be. Create status. So initially I had create status failure and SHA. It was pointing to the right SHA, but it was not actually the right status. It was not a failure. It was just like a yellow dot. Hi, Hector. Hopefully the timing works out that you could hear it. So this is not doing the right thing. I've tried a couple different things. I tried failure. What I most recently did was this. So I've added this failure property and I changed the state. But this part is what's really confusing me because I don't know any world in which 0 equals 1, and yet it was giving me a passing status. So I just want to, the last thing I pushed up, last thing I pushed up was this, and I'm about to try it, unless you see something that's wrong that I'm missing. I'm going to try it because it'll lag by the time I try it. You'll have said something anyway. I'm very confused. Well, we'll find out here if this goes back to yellow or if it stays green or like what the heck. It can't possibly stay green. But maybe it'll go back to yellow. Either it'll go back to yellow and we still don't know what's going on, or it will actually work and we'll find out that that failure description part is actually required, despite what it says. So we'll learn something either way, hopefully. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go to the pull request, and I'm gonna cross my finger. Okay, so it's yellow. So this state of just failure doesn't work. It needs to be something more specific. I see Hector says in chat, I've never used that conditional thing, so let's not do that. The conditional thing is an introduction to GitHub. KO, whatever that is. Probably Korean. That's not Japanese like I was saying earlier. Well, I don't speak either of them, so. Then why? Yeah, why? It's just making it yellow, and then at least when I did that, it did something. It made it green. It didn't make any sense, but it made it green. So that's still very confusing to me. I just don't know how I can't fail, you know? No matter how hard I try, I just can't fail. I mean, I could try like a bunch of different like operators. I could try putting in like this success thing, but that doesn't make really any sense to me that should be there. Like that not being there would cause it to fail. I don't get that. Like I just want it to always fail. Why? What's so hard about that? Any thoughts? Anyone? Okay, I'm gonna try something. For lack of any other ideas, I'm going to just like, I see Hector's pulling my repo. Thanks, Hector. I will just try to like, so failure it doesn't recognize. You know what, maybe I should look at the docs here. Maybe I should look at the status API. I have done a little bit of work on the status API just when I was creating this admin training thing. So if you're a GitHub admin, you should check out this. There's a thing in here about the status API. I wonder if I have some info here. State success. Okay, but come on. Do I not? Really? Okay, let's look at the docs. It's not that helpful like I thought it was going to be. Create a status. Yes. State, string, error, failure, pending, or success. Failure is what I had. And it wasn't working. That is a string. state success, state failure. Okay. So I really don't understand why it's not working. God, that's it. Okay. Okay. State is a string. Maybe does it need to be in quotes? Everything else is already put into a string now automatically, so it doesn't make sense to me that this would not be. You know what? Maybe no. I was thinking I could just like play around with this locally and like try to do this and push. But I don't think that's gonna really give me anything. Maybe I'm gonna go look at the learning, what's it called? Learning lab components. I'm gonna actually go look at this action and see if I can figure out something about how it maps to pushing to the API. I'm gonna have to hop off here soon, so it might end on a very anticlimactic note today. But you can't get it all. Okay, create status, examples. This is the same thing as in the docs. This is all open source. Index.js, let's take a peek. Okay. Wait, does it have to be used with a gate? Is that what its problem is? No, it's not. Okay. Real status, pending success, failure. I did say failure, right? Not failing. Yes. Okay. I'll get rid of those quotes. If type of is a string, make it a string. Okay, got it. Knew it was making it. State string success, failure. Else if it's an object. Okay, so when it was an object, it was always making it a success. And when it was a string, it was always making it always an error. Okay, getting these things, okay. Create status constructor data. Okay. So it looks like if it's as long as it's a string, if not the real state, include opt state, state string context, get value from context, opt strings. Okay. That I don't understand JavaScript as well as I used to. At least not. I used to understand JavaScript, but it's like all the stuff spelled out when it's so like this is news ES6. Okay. For the sake of time, let's try one more thing. So as Hector says in chat, let's just try the strings. Just to like, or in quotes, let's just give it a shot. And then I have to go. So hopefully it'll be like some magical moment where it'll just work. I don't expect that to be the case, but we're gonna find out. Let's see, gotta delete the correct repository. And then we'll retry. Okay. It's possible. It could happen. It could work. Let's go back to the dashboard because I pushed it up. Troubleshooting 10. And course page. Turn this course. It's okay if it doesn't work. It'll give us a really solid thing to work on next time. Be very clear what we should be doing. Okay, let's go. I'm so excited to find out. Okay, start. And I'm not optimistic at all. I think it's gonna be yellow. It's yellow. Okay, so it's not the quotes. That's fine. There's something for us to work on next time, which is going to be Friday at this same time. And I will see y'all then.